As I said in my Bulk version 1 review, most pre-workouts are garbage. Most of them are just a bunch of stimulants with a little bit of beta-alanine sprinkled in there, get you all hyped up, make you feel like they're doing something, but then they skimp on the ingredients that actually matter when it comes to strength and muscle growth. The ones that do have good ingredients typically just put a little bit of those ingredients in there just to say that they have them in there, but in reality the dosage is so low that they don't actually do anything. That's why in this video we're gonna take a look at Bulk version 2 by Transparent Labs. Before I even say anything about the actual product, I wanna make a comparison that I also made in my original review of their original formula. If you just take a look at the scoop that you get with Bulk versus the scoop that you get with most pre-workouts, that should give you a pretty good indicator already of what you're getting with Bulk versus those other pre-workouts. In this review, we're gonna take a look at the ingredient list, talk about the claimed benefit of each ingredient, talk about whether or not the science supports those claims. We'll talk about what has changed from the original formula. We'll talk about my own experience with this product, talk about the flavors, the price, and finally, I'll give my final recommendation on whether or not you should purchase this pre-workout. But before we get into the video, hi, my name is Ryan Treadaway, founder of TreadawayTraining.com, where we turn skinny guys into jacked men. If you want more information on body transforming training and nutrition topics every Sunday, consider subscribing. And as a quick disclaimer before we get into the review, I did like the original formula of Bulk so much that I actually reached out to Transparent Labs and asked them if I could be an affiliate, and I became an affiliate, and I also asked them to send me this for a review. But for what it's worth, I had been using Transparent Labs products for a year before I asked them to become an affiliate, and I do still purchase their products with my own money. Let's talk about the ingredients. Rather than going down the list in order, we're going to start with what stays the same from version 1 to version 2, and then we'll talk about the things that were swapped and the things that were added for version 2. First, vitamin D3. There was a 2011 study with 165 participants that showed supplementation of 3,332 IU of vitamin D daily for a year improved testosterone levels. That is a much higher dosage than what is present in Bulk, but if you're the type of person who is taking a pre-workout, you're probably also taking a multivitamin, which means you're already getting vitamin D from your multivitamin. And vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning that you can actually take too much vitamin D, so they could just be erring on the side of caution here, but I can't say for sure. Next, zinc. If you're deficient in zinc, it can decrease your testosterone levels. Correcting this deficiency can also help correct that decrease in testosterone. Boron. There is some limited evidence to suggest that boron could help increase testosterone levels. These three ingredients collectively are for testosterone support. They're not testosterone boosters. They're just intended to help you maintain healthy testosterone levels. Citrulline malate with a 2-to-1 ratio. The 2-to-1 ratio means that for every 3 grams of citrulline malate, 2 of those grams are L-citrulline and 1 of those grams is malic acid. So with 6 grams of citrulline malate, that means you're getting 4 grams of L-citrulline. And citrulline malate is one of those ingredients that's typically just sprinkled into a pre-workout to say that it's there, when in reality, it's in such a low dose that it doesn't actually do anything. In studies, 6 to 9 grams of L-citrulline has been shown to reduce fatigue during exercise, which increases work capacity, which can lead to increased muscle growth. One of the critiques that I gave in my original video on Bulk version 1 is that I wish they would have gone with either 6 grams of pure L-citrulline or 9 grams of citrulline malate, which would yield 6 grams of L-citrulline. So I was a little bit disappointed to not see a change in that dosage between version 1 and version 2. Beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is another of those ingredients that's typically just sprinkled into pre-workouts just to be able to say that it's in there. Typically, you'll see it in there in dosages of 500 milligrams or 1 gram. I have seen it as high as 2 grams, but really to get the benefits that you want out of beta-alanine, you're gonna want 4 to 6 grams of it. Bulk has 4 grams. Most people seek out beta-alanine for its muscle endurance benefits, but it only seems to improve muscle endurance in the 60 to 240 second range. So it's probably not gonna help you eke out those extra 1 to 2 reps on your typical failure set. But there are at least 3 studies I'm aware of that showed a slight improvement in lean body mass when supplementing with beta-alanine. Quick disclaimer, beta-alanine is the ingredient that makes your skin tingle, and Bulk has 4 to 8 times the dosage of most pre-workouts. So if you don't like that feeling, or if you're particularly sensitive to that feeling, this may not be the product for you. BCAAs with a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio. BCAAs have been shown to improve aerobic endurance. This isn't something that's relevant to me or most of my audience, but hey, maybe it's something that's relevant to you. They were once thought to be important for muscle growth, and studies do show that BCAAs stimulate muscle protein synthesis. But if your goal is muscle growth, you're probably already consuming enough protein that you're maxing out your muscle protein synthesis response in a day anyway. So you're not getting any benefit out of the BCAAs. In my opinion, they should have dropped the BCAAs to cover the cost of adding more citrulline malate or switching to pure L-citrulline. Beta Pure, betaine, anhydrous. A 2013 study compared 2 groups following a 6-week workout program. One group supplemented 2.5 grams of betaine daily, which is the dosage that Bulk uses. The other group did not. The betaine group had greater increases in muscle mass and work capacity than the non-betaine group. Taurine. Transparent Labs states on their product page that taurine is necessary to supplement with beta-alanine because they use similar transporters in the body, meaning that beta-alanine supplementation could lead to taurine deficiency. However, a 2012 systematic review points out the dosage of beta-alanine that would be required to cause taurine deficiency is higher than what would be consumed by humans, so there's no need to be concerned about taurine deficiency with beta-alanine supplementation. That said, I'm perfectly fine with Transparent Labs' better safe than sorry approach here, and taurine has been shown when used in conjunction with BCAAs to reduce delayed onset muscle soreness. Caffeine anhydrous. Caffeine obviously gives you energy. Everyone knows that. But a lesser known fact about caffeine is that it can actually reduce perceived effort, meaning that it can help you squeeze out a few more reps before hitting failure. L-theanine. L-theanine is another cool ingredient that companies typically just pixie dust into their products. And L-theanine is a little bit unique because it actually promotes relaxation. I know it sounds strange to put a relaxation ingredient in a pre-workout, but stay with me here. Theanine promotes relaxation without drowsiness, meaning that it works synergistically with caffeine so that you get the energy and focus, but without the jitters. Bulk contains a 2 to 1 ratio of L-theanine to caffeine, which means it'll give you a very calm, clean, focused energy. It's not gonna give you that rage type feeling. And one thing that's pretty cool that I shared in my original video is that there are times where I was extremely tired on my way to go work out, and I took my pre-workout, I took Bulk, and then on the way to the gym, I actually started to feel my thoughts kind of clear up and become a little bit more focused on the way to the gym. I don't believe this to be a placebo effect either, because I didn't expect it to produce that result. Getting into the differences between Bulk version 1 and Bulk version 2, the good news is they didn't just straight up remove anything. They only swapped ingredients for other ingredients or added ingredients. They swapped mucuna, synephrine HCl, hordenine, choline bitartrate, and L-norvaline for dicaffeine malate, alpha GPC, and theobromine. Dicaffeine malate. The combination of malic acid and caffeine supposedly helps to prevent that post-caffeine crash, but I was unable to find any studies that supported or disproved this theory. But based on my own personal experience, I haven't really noticed much of a crash from version 1 or version 2. Alpha GPC. Alpha GPC has been shown to improve performance on cognitive, power, speed, and agility tests, even outperforming caffeine on the same tests. Theobromine. Theobromine can have some mood enhancing benefits. However, I was unable to find a study that tested a similar dosage to what's in Bulk Pre-Workout. Acetylated L-tyrosine was swapped out for native L-tyrosine due to it being easier to absorb. L-tyrosine has been shown to help prevent declines in cognitive function due to physical stress. Physical stress also includes lack of sleep, so if you have a poor night's sleep the night before a training session, L-tyrosine can help make up for that. But of course, no supplement is going to make up for a proper rest and recovery routine. Bioperine was swapped out for estrogen. Estrogen is an extract of 2 separate herbs that is supposed to enhance absorption of the pre-workout. However, I was unable to find a study showing this, and I was only able to find a study that simply showed that estrogen was safe to consume. Transparent Labs added vitamin B6, vitamin B12, sodium, and potassium. Vitamin B6 and B12 are homocysteine regulators and can potentially help with blood flow. And you're probably already familiar with sodium and potassium, which are electrolytes and will help you with hydration during your training. In my version 1 review, I gave the ingredient profile an 8 out of 10. With the changes that have been made to version 2, I would bump that up to maybe an 8.5. I like the addition of Alpha GPC. The addition of sodium and potassium are great if you sweat a lot or if you're training outside. I don't really care about the addition of vitamin B6 or B12 because if you're taking a pre-workout, you're probably also taking a multivitamin. In my opinion, they still missed the most important change. I said this in the last video as well. In my opinion, they should have gone with either 6 grams of pure L-citrulline or 9 grams of citrulline malate to yield 6 grams of L-citrulline, because that's the dosage that seems to provide the optimal benefit according to the studies. Additionally, I would have liked to have seen 5 or 6 grams of beta-alanine versus 4 grams, and the cost of these things could have been offset by dropping the BCAAs and not adding the B vitamins. With all that said, I do still think that Bulk has the best ingredient profile for any pre-mixed pre-workout that's on the market. The only way that you're gonna get exactly what you want is if you mix all the ingredients yourself, which is what I used to do prior to my wife introducing this to me when she bought it for me for Christmas in 2019. Another change that they made when going to version 2 is they reformulated the flavors. I've had every flavor of version 1, and I said in my previous video that the flavors with version 1 ranged from okay to pretty good, but they weren't just absolutely amazing. With version 2, they did step up their flavor game. There are still no artificial flavors and no artificial sweeteners, but these do somehow manage to taste much better. I've only had the tropical punch and the orange so far, but they're both very good, particularly the orange, which is saying something because I didn't like the original orange flavor all that much. The new orange flavor tastes like orange juice. It's amazing. As far as my own personal experience goes, I really liked Bulk version 1 and I really like Bulk version 2. It's not gonna make you rage, and it's not gonna give you that I'm gonna run through a brick wall feeling, and it's not gonna give you the craziest pumps either, but it will give you a good, clean, focused energy and contains the ingredients that actually matter for strength and muscle growth. Next, the price. Bulk is $49 for one, but you save if you buy in bulk. If you buy 2, it's $89. If you buy 3, it's $119, which is $39.67 each. And now that I'm an affiliate, you can save 10% with code Treadaway. That brings the price down to $107.10, which is $35.70 a piece. And finally, would I recommend you purchase Bulk Pre-Workout? Of course I would. That's why I became an affiliate. If you want to see my Bulk version 1 review before I was an affiliate, you can check that out here. Or if you want to check out my product review playlist, you can check that out here. As always, God bless you and your family, and we'll see you next week. Synephrine HCl, pordenine, choline by... They swapped Mucuna... You got... Dang you. Mucuna matata.